Hello viewers, myself is Dr. Vadiraj B. Tagore, Assistant Professor, Shri Jagadguru Tontararya Government First Grade College, Mundargi. So, in this video, I am dealing with the concept of entropy. In that entropy series lecture, this is my third session. It is for BSc program. Subject is physics. Semester is 2. And topic of my today's discussion is temperature entropy diagram, enthalpy, Helmholtz, Gibbs and internal energy functions, relations among these functions. And name of the paper for second semester is Thermal Physics and Fluid Mechanics. Learning objectives for this session is to know the concept of entropy, to understand the temperature entropy diagram, concept of enthalpy function, concept of Gibbs free energy function, concept of Helmholtz function, relationship between enthalpy, Gibbs and Helmholtz function. Session outcomes are knowledge of entropy temperature diagram, temperature entropy diagram, understanding of functions like enthalpy, Gibbs and Helmholtz functions, relationship between enthalpy, Gibbs and Helmholtz functions. Prerequisites for this discussion is concept about first law of thermodynamics, idea about second law of thermodynamics, basics of heat and temperature, and concept of entropy. Syllabus for this chapter is concept of entropy, change in entropy in reversible and irreversible process, entropy temperature diagram, and second law of thermodynamics, enthalpy, Helmholtz, Gibbs and internal energy functions, and relation among these functions. Contents of this today's discussion is concept of entropy, change of entropy in a reversible process, change of entropy in an irreversible process, entropy temperature diagram, second law of thermodynamics, enthalpy, Helmholtz, Gibbs, and internal energy functions. Relation among these functions too. Now let us discuss about temperature entropy diagram. Temperature entropy diagram is used in engineering and meteorology. Thermodynamic changes in the state of a substance can be represented by plotting entropy temperature along horizontal axis, that is x-axis, and temperature along perpendicular axis called y-axis. Such a diagram is called temperature and entropy diagram, that is TS diagram for the substance. A reversible adiabatic process is also called as isentropic process and is depicted as a vertical line on a TS diagram. An isothermal process is depicted as a horizontal line on a TS diagram. Now, the area under the curve TS curve of a process represents the heat transferred on the system during that process. See here, this is a graph. It is plotted temperature along y-axis and entropy along x-axis. Such kind of a diagram is called TS indicator diagram or entropy temperature diagram. A, B, if you see the cycle A, B, C, D, A is a cyclic process. AB is a isothermal process at temperature is T1. The amount of heat is absorbed is Q1. BC is an adiabatic, no change in the heat. CD is an isothermal with a evolution of heat to the sink is Q2 and the constant of temperature is T2. And D2A, there is no change in the heat, it is an adiabatic process. Change of entropy in a Carnot cycle, that is TS diagram. We are comparing Carnot cycle, PV diagram and TS diagram. Have the almost same the meaning. So PV diagram, AB is an isothermal, BC is an adiabatic, CD isothermal, DA adiabatic. AB amount of heat absorbed is Q1 at temperature T1. CD is the amount of heat rejected is Q2 at temperature is T2, while DA and BC are the adiabatics. So if we compare in a TS diagram, the same thing, AB is an isothermal, BC adiabatic, CD isothermal and DA adiabatic. In AB, amount of heat absorbed is Q1 at temperature is T1, and in CD, amount of heat is rejected is Q2 at temperature is T2. The figure B represents a graph between T and entropy S for a reversible Carnot cycle. Like the PV diagram, the process for TS diagram of Carnot cycle are similar. The line from A to B represents a reversible isothermal expansion. In this process, the amount of heat Q1 is absorbed by the system from the source at a temperature T1. In this process, there is an increase in entropy or gain in entropy takes place from A to B. Therefore, the amount of heat absorbed from the source at a temperature T1 is given by Q1 is equal to T1 into S2 minus S1. The line BC represents reversible adiabatic expansion in which change in entropy is zero. The temperature decreases at a constant entropy. The line CD represents a reversible isothermal process in which Q1 amount of heat rejected to the sink at temperature is T2. In this process, there is a decrease in entropy or loss in entropy takes place from C to D. Therefore, the amount of heat rejected to the sink at temperature T2 is given by Q2 is equal to T2 into bracket S2 minus S1. The line DA represents a reversible adiabatic compression in which change in entropy is zero, but the temperature remains increases. The area ABCD in the TS diagram represents the actual amount of energy converted into work. That is, work done W is equal to Q1 minus Q2. Now the efficiency of Carnot cycle is written as eta is equal to W by Q1, that is Q1 minus Q2 divided by Q1. If we substitute Q1 and Q2 values, we get eta is equal to T1 into S2 minus S1 minus T2 into S2 minus S1 divided by T into S2 minus S1. And take the common factor S2 minus S1 numerator and denominator, they will be get cancel each other. Therefore, eta is equal to T1 minus T2 divided by T1, or that is equal to 1 minus T2 upon T1. This is an efficiency equation of Carnot cycle or change in entropy discussion. Now we want to define the function like enthalpy. Enthalpy is an extensive thermodynamic property and is given by H by the equation H is equal to U plus PV, where H is amount of heat absorbed or evolved, U is an internal energy, P is a pressure, and P is a volume. Therefore, we can define the enthalpy is defined as the sum of the internal energy and the product of pressure and volume. If you differentiate the above equation, we get dH is equal to du plus d of PV. dH is equal to du plus P dV plus P dV. Therefore, dH is equal to substitute du value which is obtained by mixing first and second law of thermodynamics, that is du is equal to Tds minus Pdv plus Pdv plus Vdp. Cancel the term Pdv and Pdv. Therefore, dH is equal to Tds plus Vdp. Therefore, delta H is equal to delta U plus delta PV. This is enthalpy function. Now we will be look about Helmholtz function. Helmholtz function F is given by F is equal to U minus Ts, where U is internal energy, T is temperature, and S is entropy. Therefore, dF is equal to du minus Tds minus S dt. We know from first law of thermodynamics du is equal to Tds minus Pdv. Substituting in Helmholtz function, we get dF is equal to Tds minus Pdv minus Tds minus S dt. Cancelling the term Tds and Tds, remaining terms are minus Pdv minus S dt. This is a Helmholtz differential function. Now we will look third function, that is Gibbs free energy function, and is given by G is equal to U minus Ts plus Pv. But we know mixing of first and second law of thermodynamics, we got du is equal to Tds minus Pdv. Substituting in the differential form of Gibbs function, we get dg is equal to du, that is du is replaced by Tds minus Pdv, and differentiate remaining parts of the Gibbs function, it is minus Tds minus S dt plus Pdv plus Vdp. Therefore, dg is equal to minus S dt plus Vdp. This is Gibbs free energy function. Now we are connecting the function relations. Delta G, change in Gibbs free energy, is equal to delta H, change in enthalpy, minus T delta S, change in entropy. Gibbs free energy is the energy that is reversible to do useful work. A reaction will spontaneously occur if delta G is less than 0. A reaction will not spontaneously occur, it is delta G is greater than 0. Now we will be look relationship between Helmholtz, Gibbs and enthalpy functions. We know from our earlier discussion, enthalpy is given by H is equal to U plus PV. Gibbs free energy is given by G is equal to U minus Ts plus PV, and Helmholtz function F is given by F is equal to U minus Ts. Now we are connecting relationship between enthalpy, Gibbs and Helmholtz function. For that, we will be consider first as Gibbs function G is equal to U minus Ts plus PV. Substituting F is equal to U minus Ts, that is Helmholtz function in Gibbs function. Therefore, Gibbs function G is equal to F Helmholtz function plus PV. Therefore, U minus Ts is substituted by Helmholtz function. Therefore, G is equal to F plus H minus U. That is, so PV is replaced from enthalpy equation as H minus U we have substituted, but because PV is equal to H minus U by the enthalpy equation, therefore the relationship between enthalpy, Gibbs and Helmholtz function is given by G is equal to F plus H minus U. This is all about today's discussion. If you have any doubts or queries, you are free to write to WhatsApp. My WhatsApp number is 94487464242. Thank you and all for your listening my talk. Thank you and all.